Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be another episode of my Pax's Little Library of Horror series where I talk about children's horror because Pax Panic, who was or is a very dear friend of mine who is sadly no longer with us, did a whole series on her channel called Pax's Little Library of Horrors where she talked about children's horror picture books, and continuing doing that whole series in honor of her. I will have her channel linked down below. I thought I would evolve this whole series by not just talking about picture books, but also talking about children's horror in general, regardless if it has pictures in it or not. And when I was watching a video from a guy that I'm watching called Sunnyvale Reject, he is massively into children's horror, so I have a feeling that I will be getting loads of inspiration from the guy. But he was talking about a series that he had a little collection for. I'll have it linked down below. But that series was called the Shivers series. And I thought, okay, that looks interesting. The covers looked awesome. So I went on eBay, I found a bunch of 10 that was sold in one lot, and I got it. Probably a bit more expensive than I would have liked to pay for it, but I was more interested in the covers, and I thought, okay, I'll give them a shot. They're all written by the same person, which is MD Spenser. And I just want to dedicate this whole video to Sunnyvale Reject, and I'll have his channel linked down below as well as a link to that video. And I will, of course, have a link down below to Pax Panic's channel because she's the whole founder of this series and the whole reason why I'm doing it. So today's book that I'm going to be somewhat reviewing, somewhat discussing rather, is from the Shivers series, obviously. And this one is called Ghosts of Camp Massacre. And yeah, it has a nice bright yellow with the wooden sign and the vulture on top of the sign. And it has a wonderful picture of the camp there with a old mill there and a ghost and a sign and got crows in the background, and it's really great. It's got, I actually love the red of the cabin and on the lake. It's really cool. And the back is just yellow. So this obviously is about a summer camp, and it revolves around our main character called Samantha, or Spooky as she's nicknamed throughout this book. But Samantha is a very articulate person. She is young, but she is advanced in her age, and she sees everyone else to be extremely immature and stupid, and she sees herself above everyone else, not to a super snobbish way, but she just thinks that if everyone should just grow up and and just stop acting like a bunch of kids, which they are. Another trait or a big part of Samantha's story, or Spooky's story, is that, or she character rather, is that she is extremely scared. That's why she's called Spooky. It's because that she is extremely frightened, not of everything, but more or less. She gets terrified very easily, and her brother in this book, there isn't really any bond whatsoever. I don't know why the author wrote it as a brother, because there's not really much of a or any bond there. I don't know why they just didn't have a random bully that that happened to be on the bus that was just picking on Sam the whole time and throughout this book. I don't know why it had to be a brother, but he is constantly picking on her and trying to make her scared and all that. And when they get to the camp, the driver of the bus tells Sam, do not go into the old mill. So she thinks, okay, that's a bit weird. And then when they go to camp, they are introduced to everyone, the staff members there, the counsellors, and they are all split up into, I think, about 4 or 5 cabins. And there's about 4 or 5 different people within each cabin. There isn't any like mixed genders throughout each cabin. There's like boys and girls in separate cabins. And this summer camp is very unique because it's not very nice. I haven't really been to much summer camps before, but I always like reading about summer camps. I always like that setting, like in the woods and in wood cabins and fires and all the archery and canoeing and everything that comes with it. I just like that whole setting. But the food at this camp is very disgusting. The activities that they do at this camp, they are always promised to do fun things in this camp, like swimming, archery, canoeing, and all that stuff that you expect from a summer camp. But the leader of this camp tells them that each cabin is assigned a chore to do, that they have to like either paint a wall or chop firewood, stuff that isn't fun, chores or maintenance throughout the whole camp. And then he says, "Oh, don't worry, if you do this, we will do something very fun. We will have a fun activity to do." And he keeps on promising this over and over and over again, which is kind of like false hope because this doesn't really happen. They are always doing all these chores. And at this summer camp, Sam kind of sees all these ghosts in the woods. And when she finds out about this old mill, she sees these ghosts, or this, for example, this girl peering out through the window, and it scares her, as you can imagine. And as the story progresses, we find out the backstory about this camp. Like there was like this Indian tribe that, massacred or killed this family, and there's all these ghosts and legends. And when Sam comes across these ghosts, because they want her to help them, I think forgiveness is what they want, so they can like move on and pass over. And when Sam finds out the reason for this, when she finds out the truth of what really happened with these ghosts and these native Indians back in the olden days, she has to make the hard decision about whether forgiveness is what she wants to do, whether she can forgive these ghosts and save them, because she's the only person that can see them and talk to them. And everyone else is always like teasing her and mocking her and saying, "Oh yeah, I've seen a ghost, but we really didn't." The girls in her cabin are okay. Two of them are more like girly girls. They kind of keep to themselves. There is one girl called Satin, who is more or less like a goth emo type of girl. She's very back and forth. Both me and Sam don't really know whether she's a friend for her or not, because at one time she's her friend and laughing and joking with her and being nice, and then the next time she's like making fun of her and scaring her with these group of boys. And in the end, Sam's like, "Okay, cool, whatever. I'm gonna be by myself and do me, and whatever." So that is Ghosts of Camp Massacre. And I really like this book. I really liked it. It took me a day and a bit to get through this. I could have read this all in one day. The chapters are very short. The text is very big and readable, if I can speak today. And I really enjoyed it, especially for a kid's book. I thought it was going to be okay, nothing special. But I had a lot of fun reading it. It's not the best thing I'm ever going to read. It's not going to be nowhere on my top reads of the year. But it was fun. And for a children's book, especially a horror children's book, then you can't really ask more than that. when it comes to what age rating I would read this to, probably teenagers or younger teenagers, probably from 13 upwards, as it does have ghosts in it and concepts of death, obviously. It's not really all bloody and gory. There might be a little bit of blood mentions, but you know, it's very creepy, and yeah, I loved it. I loved it so much. I think I will be a fan of the Shivers series, and I can't wait to go on to the other ones in the collection that I have. And when I have read them all, then I will probably buy some more. So I just want to thank Sunnyvale Reject. Don't know why it's difficult for me to actually say, but I just want to thank him for bringing this to my attention. And yeah, because I would have never picked this book up or picked these books up if it wasn't for him. Just to echo back, I will have his channel linked down below, as well as the link to that video where he shows his collection of Shivers books. So guys, that's been my video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know, have you read any of the Shivers books? Have you heard about them? Have you got a favourite one? I know that's not a super big run like the Goosebumps series was, or probably is still going on. I think there's about 35 to 40 books in the whole Shivers run, so very easy to pick them all up if that's the case, which I think it is. But if you have a favourite one, let me know down below. Just comment down below, and if I have it in my collection, or if I have it in that bundle, then I will read that one next. And also, please don't forget to check out Pax Panic's channel, because she's the founder and the whole reason why I'm doing this whole series, for her honour and to keep her memory alive. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys, and with all that out of the way, I'll see you on my next video.